What's up, Razmanites? You got the Razman here for Kiki.com and YouTube with my attempt at the WWE Extreme Rules pay-per-view review. Hopefully I can get through this. I just got a tooth pulled on Saturday and it was not an easy extraction, so I'm in a lot of pain, no pun intended, with Brock Lesnar, so hopefully I can get through this. If not, well, I guess you guys aren't seeing this review. But yeah, Extreme Rules pay-per-view review today on the Razman's Reality.
Razman's Reality. Razman's Reality. It's not a catchphrase, it's a way of life.
Okay, show opens up with Randy Orton versus Kane. Good match, much better match than the two had at WrestleMania, which, just like I was saying on my radio show with Polite Mediocrity, that was my major problem with this card, was that with the exception of Lesnar, seeing that this was basically WrestleMania 2, and all the matches were better matches than WrestleMania. Except for Jericho Punk. I think those were even, although Jericho Punk Street Fight was great. I'll get into that in a second, but yeah, I didn't like this card just because it was a rehash of all the WrestleMania matches is what I'm trying to say. But Randy Orton versus Kane was a good match. Finish comes with an RKO off the steel chair. Randy Orton is your winner. Next match, filler unadvertised match, Brodus Clay versus Dolph Ziggler. Did not like this one bit. There's no reason in the world that Dolph Ziggler should be jobbing to Brodus Clay, but nonetheless, that's what he did. Brodus Clay is your winner. They better be doing something for Brodus Clay, or excuse me, both Dolph Ziggler and The Miz, because The Miz lost in his pre-show match against Santino. Santino is still the U.S. champion. Forgot to talk about that one, so there that is. Next up, Intercontinental title, Cody Rhodes versus Big Show, and what ended up being a tables match via a spin of the wheel on the pre-show. Really surprised and pleased to say that Cody Rhodes is once again Intercontinental champion. I thought for sure Big Show was going to go over here, so the feud would continue. Maybe now the feud is over, or maybe it's still going to continue, but I don't understand why the seesaw titles back and forth if the feud's going to continue. So we'll have to wait and see, but Big Show breaks the table via his own weight, steps through it, and since he technically was the first one to go through the table, Cody Rhodes wins. After the match, of course, he goes nuts and attacks Cody Rhodes out of frustration. Next up, World Heavyweight Championship match. It was, or was it the filler match with Ryback? I'm not sure, I can't remember off the top of my head, so let me just quickly talk about the filler match with Ryback against the two independent wrestlers. I enjoy Ryback and I like the idea of a face monster, but I just want to see these jobber matches with him come to an end. Same thing with Brodus Clay. I need to see some real investment in what they're trying to do with these guys, otherwise I just get bored. So let's move on now to the World Heavyweight Championship matchup. Really good match. Daniel Bryan loses the first fall via disqualification after he intentionally keeps kicking Sheamus when the referee's counting 5. After that, he locks in the S-lock and Sheamus passed out from pain, so it's 1-1, and then it was very even for the rest of the match until Sheamus unfortunately gets the victory via the bro kick. I hope that this feud isn't over. There's no reason, in my opinion, Daniel Bryan should not have won the title back. It was clear that the crowd was more into Daniel Bryan than they were into Sheamus. I don't understand this booking logic at all in this one. Nor do I understand the booking logic to the WWE Championship match, which was next up, Chris Jericho versus CM Punk. CM Punk retains the WWE Championship. Don't get me wrong, I know this was in Chicago. I know that it's Punk's hometown. I know all the reasons why he would put him over, but Chris Jericho came back before the Royal Rumble and has now lost on 4 straight pay-per-views. I just don't understand why you bring back a legend like Chris Jericho if all that you're going to do is have him lose. And it has nothing to do with me being a Jericho mark, one of the biggest in the world. I just don't understand it. It's not logical to me. But nonetheless, CM Punk is still your WWE champion. What's going to happen from here? Who knows? But it was a great matchup. One of the best street fights I've seen in a long time. Lots of back and forth action between the two. Codebreaker with a steel chair, flying elbow drop onto the announce table from Punk. And it was just a great match overall. Next up, Divas Championship. Nikki Bella defends against a mystery opponent because Beth Phoenix isn't medically cleared to get her rematch for the title. It ends up not being Karma like everybody expected it to be, but Layla, who returns and captures the Divas Championship. Was glad that the WWE threw us a curveball here and didn't make it too obvious. I'm kind of anxious to see where it goes because Layla looked pretty good after a year off with a knee injury, so maybe there's some interest now back in the Divas division. We'll have to wait and see, but pretty darn good match for Divas Championship match. And then finally, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Amazing match for everything it was. Cena busted wide open twice. It looked like to me, maybe it was just once, and he was just bleeding because he kept on getting hit. But Brock Lesnar's elbow busting John Cena wide open. In the end, John Cena gets the victory via an AA after using his Chain Gang chain. After the match, John Cena gets on the mic and talks about if he has to take a vacation, he can't think of a better way to go out. I don't think this is anything more than them playing up the storyline with John Laurinaitis wanting John Cena out of WWE. We saw some teasing with Triple H, so Triple H might step in and put a stop to all this. We'll have to wait and see. But if John Cena takes some time off, gosh knows he deserves it. With all that he does for WWE, like the man or hate the man, is kind of irrelevant. So we'll have to wait and see where it goes. But I think John Cena winning definitely is what they should have done because it succeeded in getting everybody talking. Now everybody's wondering where it's going to go next because the expected outcome of the match didn't happen. So overall, pretty good show, despite it being WrestleMania 2, which is what I said my issue was with it. With that, I don't know when my next episode will be. Like I said, I'm recovering from having this tooth pulled, and I'm very sore. I'm probably going to be really regretting this review once I turn the camera off, but nonetheless, it's done now. If I can, I'll have something on Wednesday, even if it's nothing more than the pre-filmed Dollhouse series. And then on Friday, if all goes according to plan, I will have a review of the Avengers, as I am going to be seeing that on Friday. This is reality according to the Razman, and Razman style is not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.